about your Uncle Ronnie too, I'm sorry. I had a friend kill himself on I know you do this every day, but I'm your biggest fan. I even got the underground shit that you did with Scam. Man, hit me back, just the chat. Truly yours, your biggest fan. This is Stan.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Hey, how's it going? Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Lou. I am working on this guitar right here. It is a Taylor. This is. Dang, I don't even know what it is, and I'm working on it. It is a. Oh, 224 CE. Okay, yeah, I knew it was one of the bigger ones. But yeah, this is a 22.4 CE, and this guitar is a Taylor acoustic. What I am doing is I'm doing a level crown and polish. I do this service all the time. There's a lot of whenever somebody asks me for a setup, which is usually they want their action lowered and stuff like that. I always base it off on how flat the frets are. So that's just my deal, the way I do it. If I give you a setup is don't get me wrong, the setup is needed, but at the same time, if the frets are not level, the setup is kind of, pointless because you're going to be getting a lot of fret buzz and all that stuff. So I'm continuing. What I was doing right now is I'm crowning the files. So if you look at this file right here, it's kind of like a little U. It's kind of hard to see, but that kind of makes the top of the fret, since I shaved it down a little bit, the top was flat. And when I run this on it like that, this makes it beveled again. So it makes it kind of like a mushroom. That's what the fret, that's how the frets are supposed to be. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm taking some material off. And the reason for this guitar is this customer plays a lot of gigs, and he has a bunch of divots on the frets. So when you have divots, if you have a guitar at home and you look at where the strings lay, you kind of move the strings over and you look at divots, the divots are gonna, they're kind of, they're digging into the fret because you play so much or you push too hard. And it's okay. If you push too hard, that's fine. Everybody's different the way they play. But I would highly recommend getting a level crown and polish. If you don't get a level crown and polish in time and the divots are too deep into the fret, you're going to need to go ahead and replace the frets. So you definitely want to do that. How's it going? Thank you for explaining. Yeah, you're so welcome. Good advice. You're welcome, man. Again, I was a guitar player for so long before I started teching and or doing guitar repairs. And when I found out the information, I'm like, wow. I was playing all these years. And there were some things that I didn't notice that my guitar could be playing better. So there are a lot of guitar players. Yeah, I watch you play often. Oh, that's awesome, man. I appreciate you so much. I try to go live whenever I can, whenever me and Janice, my girlfriend, whenever we have a gig. But thank you so much for watching. You play well. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. I have this little, these erasers from Stumac, and these things are awesome. I do like them. I use the crap out of them, so you could see that they have little indentations. And yeah, do you have a good mod? Do you have a good mod? I don't know what that is, man. Is it like a bot for YouTube? If it is, I don't get into any of that stuff. I just kind of go live and just do that. I will to moderate. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what that means or what you're getting at. It's to keep the chat clean. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's okay, man. I think it's so funny. Actually, when me and Janice started going live for our shows, we saw that people would say some things, and it's so funny. Honestly, I have thick skin, man. So for when people say stuff like that, I think it's so funny. So getting a moderator, I don't even care about that, man. If people want to say what they want to say, that's fine. It's entertainment for us later. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and the way I do this is I do it in increments of 5 frets at a time. I go through 5 of the sanding erasers, and then I go ahead and polish everything. Are you a luthier? Yes, pretty much. I've been building and repairing for a good amount of time now. It's okay. I noticed nobody was on here. Thought I'd ask. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so pretty much I've been building. You know, my background story is I used to work for Fender Instruments. I was a tune tester. That's pretty much. I used to work on the assembly line, and it's pretty much doing setups all day. So yeah, the setups were really cool. I saw so many Fender guitars that I liked, but it was just way too way they were breathing down your neck all the time. Yeah. Yeah. I know people say, "Oh, you're lucky to work at Fender." I mean, again, I really liked the guitars. I'm a Fender guy. I love Fender. I love Stratocasters, but yeah, they were breathing down your neck all the time. Um, it's and then another thing too is overtime is mandatory. Now, I'm not saying I don't like working mandatory or but I do gig a lot. So I'm sorry, man, but when you get a gig that you're going to be making quadruple of your paycheck, you're going to want to take that. So um, just for them wanting overtime all the time, I just couldn't do it. So I left Fender and then I went to go work at Guitar Center. They were way more lenient on things. I love customer service. I'm a salesman, so I would go and sell a lot of their their services. And obviously, like I wasn't taking advantage of people. When I was doing guitar repair, I genuinely would recommend the better thing to do. Yes, I'm in California. I'm in Cali, Southern California. I'm in LA. So yeah, I had my clients, and honestly, what happened was somebody asked me, "Hey, do you do work on the side?" And I told them, I go, "I think I do," and I did a pickup exchange. I did a pickup swap one day outside of work. They paid me in full, and I just go, you know what? I really have to try to do guitar repair on my own. And yeah, that was 3 years ago. So I've been doing pretty well for my business. Thank God that everything has been going well. And yeah, what's really cool is you get to meet a lot of people, a lot of musicians. I also do production too. So the production, I meet a lot of clients. I just mention it to people, and you know, um, if they trust me with their guitar, they'll trust me with their record. So definitely, that's kind of my little background story of how I got into guitar repair. And before that, I was playing for a long time. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And Don't get me wrong. Guitar Center was really cool. I liked working there because of my clients. But yeah, it's kind of a numbers thing. And again, thank God that I didn't really have to worry about sales, making sale or anything like that, because I really think that customer service really helped, and just being there for the customer really had people coming back to me all the time. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start with this right here, guys. I already went ahead and crowned these 5 frets. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get the 220 grit, and this one usually just it takes off the rough parts, it kind of smoothens them out, and then I'm gonna go to 400, and then 800, 1,000, and then finally 2,000. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the steel wool. And then after steel wool, I'm gonna go ahead and polish everything, okay? So sorry if the camera is shaking, guys. I am kind of thrusting this thing right here. And again, what I like to do is I have this little light right here. I like to look down the side and see if those rough edges are gone. And you can kind of see it kind of fades into the fret. So that's pretty much what really helps me get this job done. So I'm continuing right here and kind of looking down, and you can still kind of see the rough part, but it's like faded into the metal. That's what makes me think, that's what gives me the go ahead to go into the other grit. But again, I do 5 of them at a time. So these ones that I already polished and finished, I'm gonna go ahead and mark these out. These are all good. Then I'm gonna go ahead and check right here. Just like that, just going and continuing to do that. A fellow tech here. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? Had my own shop for 17 years. Oh, that's so cool, man. I also work live shows. That's good. I've done that recently. I've done that. I got asked to go on just a small show, which was cool. I mean, there was a lot of people there, but it was really cool. And from theater size, 1,000 seats. That's awesome, man. Yeah, you know what? 502 Outlaw. When I did that gig recently, there was pressure, man. And it's crazy because I work from home. I am like the Amazon in my area of guitar repair. And when people just, I'll go pick up their instrument and work on it whenever I have time. But yeah, being on the stage, being the tech there, it was some pressure. I liked it though. I'm not gonna lie, I really did like it. So it's really human in California. It's really human here. Okay. So many guys ask me to do exactly what you're doing right now because their guitar is buzzing. Yes, 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 dude. That's like huge. It's all, every time there's buzzing, it's usually that. But I'm going to tell you just something that I do. Again, everybody does things different. But Wallenberg, what I would check for first, again, I don't know how long you've been repairing, but a huge thing is check if all the frets are seated first, because you can have a high spot when you're rocking 3 frets, and if you have a high spot on the bass, right, it could literally be that fret is sticking out just a tiny bit that you cannot even see with the naked eye. And if you push it down with, like, I push it down with like a hammer, the bottom of my hammer, and then I try to rock it, and I notice that the rocking is gone. So when that happens, I go ahead and get the razor blade, put a little bit of CA glue, and I put it in the crack, and it sucks it right up. And then I go ahead and clamp it, and when I take it off, the fret is good, it's solid. Another thing too is I noticed that really helps. Good income also. Doing tube amps. Yes, I do tube amps as well. Yeah. I absolutely love the hand wound stuff. I hate the new shit, man. The new chips and all that stuff. I can work on them, but I just, I don't know. I wish they did things the old-fashioned way. Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, man. For big live gigs, it's best to get a deal. Yes, yes, that's true. Get the feel for the work. That's awesome. Hand wired rules. Yes, it does, man. I freaking love it. I have one of my professors has oh man, I don't I want to say it was a I want to say it was a 65 deluxe Fender Deluxe. It was all hand wired, and here I'm going to show you actually. I'm gonna show you, bro, because I'm sick that way. But these were all the electrolytic capacitors. These babies right here, these are super old. But these guys right here, they read at 25 microfarads, 25 volts. They were reading at like 86, 85 microfarads. So these things were burnt out. So I went ahead and swapped everything out. And it's crazy because my professor, he bought, I want to say it was a 65 Deluxe. And he bought it in 79. And he literally told me that I switched a lot of the electrolytic ones out. Obviously, the um, the other capacitors, you know, they never fail pretty much, but or resistors, they never go out. But he went ahead and told me that he was literally tearing because he hasn't leakers. Yes, yes, they were all leaking, and weren't keeping the tone or anything. But he did tell me that it was just nuts that when he heard the guitar again, it took him back to when he first bought it, because the tone was everything was just tight and just there, but yeah, the other thing too, that I was researching those amps when I was a lot because I really liked working on them, and I do notice that people either replace the wax board or they'll heat it up again, and I've done repairs where I heat up the wax board again because over time it becomes non-conductive, and a lot of dirt and dust start to stick to that. But but yeah, that's awesome, dude. Thank you for sharing that. 502 Outlaw. That's awesome, man. Do you know Steve Wilson, Stevie Ray Vaughan's Amp Tech? No, I don't, man. I wish I did. I'm here in LA, brother, and I've met a lot of people. But no, unfortunately, no, I don't know. I don't know Steve Wilson. Heat gun, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Just with the heat gun, you can go ahead and do that. But but yeah, I'm just continuing right here with this guitar, and I am on the 225 grit. He's local to me. That's awesome. Where are you out of, Outlaw? What state? Are you in California as well? Oh, that's awesome. You're in Kentucky. That's awesome, man. You ever come out to LA at all? Yeah, it's kind of nutty here, to be honest with you, but so I'm gonna go ahead and continue with this 22 grit. We do mainly East Coast and Nashville artists, bigger performers. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So again, I'm just continuing right here with the 220 grit, and then I'm gonna move on to the 400. I really like the 400 grit because that's when you really notice, like, it starts to kind of like take all the scratches out. And yeah, that's awesome. But hey Alexa, play "Don't Take Your Guns to Town."
Don't Take Your Guns to Town and similar songs on Amazon Music.
A young cowboy named Billy Joe grew restless on the farm. A boy filled with wanderlust who really meant no harm. He changed his clothes and shined his boots and combed his dark hair down.
That's awesome.
Right as he walked out, don't take
That's awesome, Outlaw. Yeah, man. You know what? I mean, you've probably been doing this. I've been doing this for about 7 years, but you've probably been doing it longer if you ran a store for 17. But yeah, dude. I mean, I'm a performer as well, and I play gigs and stuff like that. But doing guitar work, man, when the people that they can really get you in. That's what I've noticed, obviously with playing too, but that's super cool that he did that for you, man. Yeah, I've done it. Oh man, dude, you're a legend, bro. That's super cool. So again, I'm just kind of continuing right here. This is the 400 grit. And again, I have this little light right here, so I'm kind of looking down to make sure that I'm ricocheting the light off the fret to make sure that everything is good. I gigged in the hair metal days. Oh, dude, man, you're so lucky, bro. There's some guys that I listen to on YouTube, and they talk about those days and stuff, and that's awesome, man. I'm a rocker dude too, so I wish I had the opportunity to be around in that time. Now I feel like LA is so watered down with like gigs, and I don't know, it's from what I've heard, it's not what it once was. But yeah, did you ever come out to LA at all? Yeah, so I went ahead. That's awesome. Yeah, I've done a few artists. I worked on their stuff, and when they recommend people to me, man, it's kind of cool though, because I feel like when you have somebody from that caliber, like you say Steve is, when they recommend somebody, it's like they trust you probably just as much as they trust him. They trust his word, so I think that says a lot about your work, and that's awesome, man. That's really cool that you have somebody. Again, just being in the little that I've been in the industry. Yeah, exactly. The little that I've been in the industry, there's people that I know that do this type of work, and it's kind of like the people you kind of want to stay away from, to be honest with you. But then there's those people that are just super cool, and they kind of get like, they're just cool people, you know what I mean? And that's the kind of people I want to be around, and that's the kind of people I have in my circle, you know what I mean? So that's cool, man. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it, because again, you've been doing this for, I wasn't even alive when you were doing this stuff, and it's good to hear that, I always appreciate, somebody just sharing experience, stuff like that. But yeah, guys, I'm just, again, this is the tedious part, and I'm just continuing right now with this 800 grit, and just getting these frets super smooth. Again, I told you I like to run my nail across just to make sure, but I could still kind of see when it ricochets off the light there. So now I'm moving on to 1,200 grit, and yeah. So just the 2,000 grit, just like that. And then I have the 2,000 grit. On repairs then, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I definitely think that I've heard micro mesh is good as well. And these things are cool. I like them just because, you know, out of convenience. But the thing that sucks, and it's kind of like everything else, you know, you got to keep buying more of it and more of it. I've probably have done maybe about 50 level crown and polishes with these erasers, and they're kind of going out on me now. So not going out, but they're heavily dented. I sand them down to make them fresh again, but you could see like this one right here, this thing's gone. Like I could probably get a few more out of it, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to always have the sandpaper, and the sandpaper is awesome. I've used micro mesh, prefer sandpaper. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm pretty sure you have seen so many new things that have come along. You know, industries are always trying to evolve and stuff like that, always having new products and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I it's never, the old-fashioned way always wins in my opinion. So that's good though. Yeah, I still have my sandpaper just in case anything happens. But yeah, these erasers, in my opinion, they're not too bad. I also found some on I'm a sucker for because I love StuMac, but sometimes if I could find something with exceptional quality that is half the price, I'll go ahead and do that. And there's very, very few things. Like I'm gonna tell you, like this spatula right here is so durable. It's awesome for bridge reglues. I found this for $7 at Michael's, and I get it the same day. StuMac is, I think it's like 15, 20. And in my opinion, they're not the best of quality, but you know, that's what, oh, another thing too is this hammer. My fret hammer. I got this thing for $7 at Michael's as well. And I think the other one is literally the same thing. It just says StuMac on the side. But again, I'm a sucker for kind of, you know, for kind of trying to find alternatives. I remember I tried that with fret pullers, and I got some fret pullers off of Amazon, and they were just the worst things ever, man. They were horrible. Love StuMac tools, but the prices are, yes, the prices are kind of nuts, you know. But there's some things, like I bought my straight edge from StuMac. I brought my fret rocker. There's other things too, like these little guys right here. This whole set of these little socket wrenches, Home Depot, I think, sold them for like $15, and you get a whole set with them. And honestly, those do pretty good. You know what I mean? They're not too bad. But like the files and stuff, I get them all from StewMac. Okay, so now that I finished that, I have my steel wool. I have 400, what am I saying? I have quadruple zero, and I just kind of go on the top with them like that. Yes. Yeah, the quadruple zero. Do you use the Z file? No, I don't use the Z file. I actually want to upgrade some of my files. I think I have just a regular Crown file. And I heard great things about the Z file, but I haven't pulled the trigger on any of them. I was looking at some of the what's that brand called? Nomads, Music Nomads. I know they have a diamond file. It was a diamond file, the Crown, but they have some nut files that I'm not too fond of. They give you like this much of space. I just get the I always buy these ones. These are my favorite. The older StewMac ones. I like these a lot better. Nomad's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's some things like this little tool right here. Oh man, I love this little thing. Where is it? This little thing right here is super cool. I love this little thing right here. I use this thing for a lot of stuff. But you can go ahead and turn like any of the pots or anything like that, and it has this little like felt so that it doesn't scratch anything. They last, yeah. Yeah, I got the kit myself. Yeah, definitely. Again, I will definitely spend if it's good stuff. You know what I mean? But there's some things, like I mentioned, there's some things that you can go ahead and get away with. Hey, how's it going? This is my song.
More than he could stand. He reached above the fireplace and took down his daddy's picture. As his tears fell on his daddy's
I'm just polishing with the turtle wax.
Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done.
Yes.
Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it won't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to understand.
So that's pretty much the level, crown, and polish. I'm so glad I finished it. You guys can see right here. Look how good everything is. I like to go ahead and get my fret rocker and just kind of go over. Everything's perfect. This guitar was good. There was no high spots, no low spots. I think there was one like right here, and I took care of that with the leveling. The big thing about this guitar is the customer, he gigs like every day, and he had these huge divots coming along. So I pretty much explained to him that this is the last level, crown, and polish that he could probably get on his guitar, because the frets are not low, but you know, if he continues again going that deep into the frets, there's no way he can get another level, crown, and polish. Have you tried the Nomads? No, I haven't, but I'll note it down. I'll note that down. I haven't tried their polish. Usually what I use is I use a lot of the turtle stuff, like like for cars. Um, I'll use this one, and I'll use a like a compound, like the polishing compound. I'll use that, and then I'll use that with the compound buffer, and then I have this thing right here. I used to do like the clay and stuff like that. I Dremel polish. Yeah. I Dremel polish too. I don't know why I didn't do it on these, but I do that as well. But this thing right here is cool. I love this stuff. That thing really helps. But yeah. Yeah. Another thing. But that's extra. Yeah. If you guys have heard about G&L, the guitar company going out of business, it's true, man. I live probably like 20 minutes from the actual warehouse, and yeah, G&L is gone, man. Yeah, their warehouse was small. It was really it was cool, man. It's really cool in there. I like it better than Fender. Fender bought it and closed it. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I heard that they bought it and just shut it down. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to the Dena tour there, but the tour is pretty cool. Was pretty cool. They have Fender's desk, Leo, like he left it. They try to preserve his legacy as much as they could, and yeah, Fender just bought him out. Fender bought out another. There's a store for techs, and they used to be in a city near me, and you can go in there and buy freaking anything. They had mic stands, they had mixers, like it's all for what is it? Not wholesale, but it's all for people that have like a store and stuff like that. And I forgot what their name was, but Fender bought it out and they freaking closed it. So everything's online now, which kind of sucks because if you need something same day, those were good guitars. Just different guitar. Yeah, those were really good guitars, man. You know what really trips me out now is that if you the new Fenders, if you look at a Fender and it says Corona, California, they have parts from different parts of the world. You know what I mean? Like I think what I remember is that if you want 100% made in USA Strat or Telly, whatever, you the custom shop, you have to get those from the custom shop because 100% of the parts are made there. But now, if you look at like any Stratocaster that's like an American Strat, and it says Corona, California, dude, I literally saw it with my own eyes. The yeah, it can't say made in USA, and I'm so glad that that law is in place because, dude, if it's made in if it's made in U.S. soil, it should be, you know, it's quality stuff, and I'm glad that they did that. Even the Mexican ones. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, it's either there's a big thing with the Mexican Fenders, Tellys, all that stuff. A lot of those are not, in my opinion, they're not as bad. Just change the nut, maybe even the bridge, and you're good, man. A lot of those, it's the same thing. A lot of those things are CNC'd like all the other guitars, unless it's custom shop. But yeah, a lot of those Fenders, even the Mexican made Fenders, they say Ensenada, Mexico now. They don't say made in Mexico because they have that same law. So not everything is made 100% there. Not everything is made 100% in the United States. So therefore, if you're going and buying a Pro 2, you're going to be spending $2,600, and entirely not even made in the USA. Same thing with like the Mexican Fenders. Those things used to be, those guitars used to be what, 4, 5, 600 bucks. Now you're looking in the thousands. You're looking at $1,000 Mexican made guitar. I mean, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but come on, man. Like, it's Fender to me is like Disney, bro. Right now, like they are just trying to pump anything they can out, you know? And it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Even when I was working there, they were making all these big decisions, and I remember a lot of the people that were there for years were so disappointed and saying, "Man, like we've been here for 25, 30 years, and Fender has, this is like the lowest it's been, you know?" Like I feel like it's even the quality. I have somebody that just bought a guitar. They bought a Pro 2. I'm starting to see serious neck and fret issues. Yeah, that's true. Oh, and the PRS? Oh, dude, man, the PRS guitars, the SC ones, I had a few of them come in last month. And yeah, a lot of those guitars have a lot of fret issues. Even the Fender ones do too. People bring them to me and they want a setup. And I literally show them with the fret rocker. I'm like, hey, man, this is what you bought, you know? And I mean, no offense, but the guys at Guitar Center, a lot of them, they don't know, man. Like they're just there to do their shift and, you know, get the discount. Which, don't get me wrong, on a lot of stuff, the discount is pretty damn good. I'd be doing the same thing. I did do the same thing, but at the same time, you always want to have that product knowledge. And yeah, those SCs, yeah, they're bad. They're pretty bad, man. I'm not gonna. That's a good point that you brought up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this one, I have to dip right now in probably about like, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna leave right now in about like 20 minutes. I'm gonna check another guitar and I'll show you guys how I do that. The brand new Fenders I have. Oh, no way. Yeah, the Fenders are pretty. You know what another thing is too, Outlaw, is, and this is just from what I've heard from being at Guitar Center, but those guitars that Guitar Center buys, they have them sitting in a warehouse. Dude, they do not humidify those things. They're in a warehouse. Just imagine the money that it would cost to humidify all those guitars they have in that warehouse. Those guitars sit in that warehouse for a long time, and then they're distributed out to like guitar centers around the nation. I forget where it's at. It's in the middle of the country somewhere, but it's they have the huge I think they call it DC. It's like a DC warehouse, and a lot of those guitars just sit in there, bro. They're not humidified at all. They sit in there and they come back with issues. You know what I mean? So even I forgot what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I'll be right back. Oh yeah, the F1 oil. Yeah, dude, I love that stuff. I pour it in here in this little bottle, but this is F1 oil. I love F1 oil. I also like this one too. This thing is cool. I use it for a lot of stuff, like gears and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Guys, thank you so much for being patient. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guitar away. I'll finish setting it up and restringing it later. Hey, what's up, you? Hey, what's up? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get another guitar that a customer sent to me. He wants the lowest action possible. So what I'm gonna do there is I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how my process and how I do the how I check for everything. I kind of have like a little way of doing it. So I'll show you guys right now. Just give me 2 seconds. So this is the guitar. It's an LTD. It's a Telly style guitar. The action is super high. He tried to do it himself, the customer did. And, you know, with doing a setup, it's there's a combination of things, you know. And the very first thing I like to do is I want to get him the best setup possible. So I definitely check the frets first. I try see if they're leveled and all that stuff, right? But what I like to check is I love to check if this guitar needs a shim. Okay, that's the very first thing that I do. So I'll go ahead and take a look at the angle at the neck like that. Kind of just see, okay, I see that it's tilted forward a little bit. That could be okay. But what I like to do is I like to go ahead and grab I like to go ahead and grab a I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Allen key that brings down these things right here, these saddles, and I'm gonna go ahead and run, hold on. Sorry guys, I lost you. I'm gonna bring down the saddle all the way to the bottom, and then I'm gonna run a straight edge to see if I get clearance here. If I don't get clearance right here, that means that the neck angle, since this is a bolt-on, right? The neck angle needs to be changed. Now, if I don't get clearance right here when I run the straight edge, I'm gonna need to put a shim in the neck pocket closest to the pickup, okay? If there's too much clearance, I'm gonna go ahead and put a shim kind of towards the end of like right here on this side. That's where I put the shim, okay? So that's like the beauty of two-part guitars that have the neck joint. That's my favorite thing about them, is that you can always manipulate them. When you don't have that, like a Les Paul, that's a whole other thing. That is a neck reset, and I'll tell you what, I do traditional neck resets, I do steamed neck resets, and resets in general are not fun. They are the most tedious job, and they're very expensive, so they take a lot of time too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab my there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the tool, and I think this is it right here. And yes, bingo. So again, I am literally a trick for a Telly neck pocket, height measures. Yeah. Nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for that, Outlaw. I appreciate that. I'll definitely note that. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot that because I definitely old man tricks. Hey man, that's wisdom, brother. That's not an old man trick. It's so it's crazy. I've from text I have been doing it from back in I don't want to say the back in the day. My back in the day is like the 90s, bro. Like that's my back in the day, or the early 2000s. That's like back in the day. But for me at least. But anyway, yeah, that's really good. That's it. I'm gonna look that up and definitely add that to my arsenal of tricks, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate you. But this is just something that I was taught as well, is to bring, I like to bring down the two middle ones, the two middle saddles all the way down. And then what I do is I grab my straight edge and I go ahead and run it down. And yeah, that's fine. There's plenty of clearance. So with that being said, I can get a pretty good setup out of this. That's one of the things that I check first. That's like the very, very glad to help. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. That's the number one thing that I check. And then what I do is I want to go ahead and straighten out the fretboard. So I take this little guy out. Take that little, I just took off the truss rod cover plate. That's the judge. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and flatten out the truss rod. Perfect. Use this little notch straight edge here. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now that I have the fretboard straight, I'm gonna go ahead, and get the fret rocker, and this is where I start rocking the frets. Okay, so again, so this fret right here is rocking a little bit, so I know for sure this fret is rocking. Now a lot of people, like, I do the two sides in the middle because it could be that one side is lifting up a little bit. Brother, you're doing good quality work. Dude, thank you so much, man. I'm hearing that from a legend, everybody. So for the four of you that are in here. So yeah, okay, so I'm going ahead and just checking. Okay, bam, right there. There's another one. There's another one. And again, before I start sanding down and doing all that stuff, I'm gonna wanna really check to see if they're seated correctly. Because if they're not seated, you can have a fret that's not seated, and you'll do the level crown and polish and it's not seated. And once you seat it, after everything's done, you're gonna have a low spot now. You know, you wanna double check, you wanna triple double check everything. So you can see that there's just high and low spots all over this guitar. And you know what? There's some people that say, oh, it has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. But yes, a floater fret. Yeah, absolutely. 3-point check. Yes. This is I'm a huge believer in humidification. And first thing that I saw in this customer's case did not have a humidifier. Um, so I always recommend having that. Always recommend having. It's so funny. I have people come in and tell me, "Hey, I just bought this guitar. How are you telling me that the binding is coming off?" And quick question: do you have a humidifier? What the hell is that? There you go. You went to Guitar Center, bought it at Guitar Center. They sold you on that. They sold you on the pro coverage, but they didn't sell you a humidifier. That's ridiculous. So, I'm again, this right here, what I do to the customer, because I have to call this customer back and tell them like, hey man, I told you I was gonna do a setup, but before I do the setup, I'm gonna go ahead. Yes, it's dry, dude. You know what's up, man. You know exactly what's up. So I'm gonna go ahead and call the customer back and tell them, hey man, you kind of have a problem here. We can do the setup, but I can only go as low as it won't buzz because that's what you're complaining about. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and mark the 3 points of the fret that are high spots. So the fretboard is going to look with a bunch of red dots everywhere, red lines everywhere. And I send a picture to the customer and I call them and I tell them this is how much your fretboard is unaligned. And oh yeah, the Stumac stuff, dude, they got it down, man. Again, they're expensive, but I'm willing to pay for good quality stuff. But But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give the customer a call on this one and let him know, show him his fretboard marked up, and let him know, hey, this is what we can do. If you don't want to do that, I can still do the setup. I'll do the intonation, do everything, but I can't promise you that when you play, it's gonna be perfect or it's gonna feel the best that it can. Okay, I always start my setups with checking the fret level. That's just what I do. I feel like it's very effective. Um, there's many people that do, you know, this type of work and do it different ways and stuff. And this is just a way that I, kind of see. I kind of like to do things, but without good frets, yeah, exactly. It'll be what it is without good frets. I'm pretty sure you had to tell a bunch of knuckleheads that in the past, but yeah, Outlaw, everybody that is on the chat, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. If you guys want to go ahead and add me on Instagram, Lou Lagoon, that is my stage name. Lou Lagoon, that or Lagoon Guitar Repair. That is on Instagram. You guys could find me there. So if you want to find any of like the playing stuff, and I do a lot of live looping. That's what I mainly do. So if you guys want to check any of that stuff out, just go to Lou Lagoon. That is LOULAGOON. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, any of those. I am here for you. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you, Outlaw. And yeah, if you want to go ahead and send me your profile or whatever, dude, I'd love to see what you do. And I'd love to follow you too, man. I really appreciate you conversing with me in this live. And yeah, if you ever come out to LA, man, you know where I'm at. So definitely, guys, thank you so much. Check out my Instagram, Lou Lagoon or Lagoon Guitar Repair. That is the name of the shop that I rent out here from my home. So thank you guys again. I'm going to go ahead and take off. You guys have a great day. I'll see you soon.